Hey, this is Alicia from Cherry Bombs, and this is Antihero Online.
First thing, tell me a little bit about the group, why you created the Cherry Bombs, and what you guys do on stage.
So I used to be a cheerleader for the Atlanta Falcons in 2010, 11, and 12, and I loved it. It was so much fun. I love football and I love dancing, so those two things together were just like a dream come true for me. And the thing is that I wanted to continue to perform. I don't do so well with a ton of rules. And, as you guys know, the NFL has a lot of things, a lot of red tape around it, a lot of, contracts that work around the people who work for them, and just a lot of things binding them down. And that wasn't really fitting my lifestyle at the time. I'm a huge metalhead. I love rock and roll. I didn't want to dance to Katy Perry anymore. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, what I thought was cool. So I broke off and I started creating the Cherry Bombs, which in my mind was just going to be this rock and roll, metal, just group of badass chicks. And I wanted it to be like this, like no fucks given, just like wild, crazy, just wild party animals, like the party's not there until we get there type of group.
Yeah.
So I wanted, no matter what we do in our shows, it's dance based. So the girls are all technically trained dancers, but they also do things like fire arts and aerial arts and pole dancing and singing and hooping. We do grinding now with the saws and all that stuff. So we're constantly adding things to our show and mixing things up. So it's kind of like dance with like Cirque du Soleil. I basically call it like Pussycat Dolls on acid. Like it's sexy, but it's like, holy shit, what am I looking at? And the thing that I wanted to keep in mind every time that we perform or do a show is that I never wanted anybody in the audience to like look at our show and be like, yeah, I could do that, no matter what it is. So if we're like dancing or doing something, unless they're a trained performer, nobody in that audience should see what we're doing and think that they could achieve that super easily, because I wanted it to be more physically demanding than that.
With the metal tie-in, how have you seen like the crowd's response to what you guys do on stage?
It's been great. I love to pick songs that I think that not only do I enjoy, first of all, I won't do a song that I absolutely don't like. I'll never do that. I do try and create shows that fit the audience that we're performing to. So a lot of times our show changes everywhere we go. We did this one event, which is absolutely a blast. It's called Metal Against Cancer. And the whole show is a big charity event for a great cause, raise funds for the Cancer Society. And we all kind of jump in. And that show was my favorite because I really got to go heavy with the metal. We did like Lamb of God. We do Pantera anyway, but more Pantera was fun. Got to do Iron Maiden, which was a blast. So I really got to push it kind of heavier than normal with the metal at that show, and the audience went wild, absolutely wild. Because you don't really see a bunch of like, well, maybe sometimes at some strip clubs you'll see like half naked chicks or dancing to metal, but and other than that, like you don't really see choreographed dancing to heavy metal like that. It's not something you see every day. So I think it was really cool.
It's something that's unique. It's not the same that everybody else has done, and it leaves you guys opportunities for creativity and creating new things.
Yeah, it does. It opens doors for us, but it also kind of hurts us too because it's not really a well-known thing. Like you're not used to going to a concert and seeing a bunch of dancing girls. So when we're reaching out to people to book us, or we want to jump on, an opportunity of a show or a festival, it's hard for the promoter or whoever's putting it together to visualize how we fit in because it hasn't really been a thing done before. So they can either have the vision and be like, yeah, this can totally work, come on in, or they don't get it all, they don't know how it fits, they don't know how it's going to work, and they're just like, I'm sorry, we don't know what to do with you.
And I kind of see you guys running into the issue too that a lot of the promoters that don't know what you guys do and what is entailed in a Cherry Bomb show kind of see it as like a stripper act. Is that something that you run into a lot?
Yeah, videos help a lot. When I show them our videos, they're like, okay, this is kind of cool, but they still don't really get it. And yeah, I first of all, I love strippers. I think they're great. They're wonderful. The world needs them. I think if maybe more people went to a strip club, they might be happier. I don't know. No, like all the love for strippers. Yes, girls and men get it. But that's just not us. That's not what we do. But it is hard for people to say, especially when I meet them, what do you do? Oh, I'm a dancer. Oh, okay. And I say, no, when I get done dancing, people clap for me. They don't throw dollar bills at me. That's the only way I can describe it. And they're like, what? I wish they threw dollar bills at me. Are you kidding? It'd be awesome. But no, we get done, people just clap. But true, you're very right in that there is a little bit of crossover and misunderstanding there until they've seen it. Then when people see us perform, that's the best way for us for people to get it. They go, oh, okay, like
now I get it.
Yeah, now I get it. Okay. Oh, you do? Okay. There you go. I'm a dick.
Now, the really big thing that I want to talk to you about, and the big thing that kind of happened for you guys over the past couple of months, is the tour with Steel Panther and Stone Sour. How did that happen, and what are you looking forward to the most with this whole big touring cycle that you guys got?
So, this tour is just bananas. It's huge for us. We just, first of all, we couldn't just be any more grateful and thankful for this opportunity. We're just beside ourselves in excitement here and ready to get things going. This tour came about, Corey Taylor and I had met years ago, and just very, very briefly, just, hi, how's it going? Oh, hi. And then that was it. And then we kept running into each other because we knew each other through some mutual people. And then eventually he started seeing, he asked me one day, he's like, what do you do? And I said, I run this dance group called the Cherry Bombs. Oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. So he started following it on social media. And again, this was like years ago or whatever. So we did a tour with Buck Cherry and Blackstone Cherry last year. And via following us on social media, he was able to see what we did there and how it worked within a concert like that on a national level. And from our YouTube videos and stuff like that, he'd been kind of following us. And, and he said to me, he's like, had I not seen what you guys did with Buck Cherry, I don't think that I would have understood how this worked. So when I saw that, then I said, yes, this can happen. And out of the blue, earlier this year, he hit me up and was like, yo, Alicia, like, what do you say about going on a tour? And I'm like, let me check my calendar, Corey. Hang on a sec, hold on. Yeah, I think I can do it. Yeah. I think I can pencil you in. I think I can. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he said, cool. It's you, it's Steel Panther, and it's us. And I was like, ugh, everyone call your mother. This is going to be the best freaking tour ever. This is going to be the most fun tour that ever was, ever. Like, just that alone, us three on the bill is, first of all, you got Stone Sour, okay? They're great, wonderful musicians. Corey's obviously a blast. You guys all know from watching him and his crazy videos. And Steel Panther, I don't even need to say anything. it's just going to be like, crazy. It's going to be so much fun, though. I can just see it now. Everybody's going to be laughing until they cry every day. Like, it's going to be really, really great and a ton of fun. And, yeah, so I'm excited. I think it's going to be awesome. We can trade hair and makeup tips in Steel Panther. Maybe they can borrow some of our outfits. We can switch it up one day, throw some spandex on. We can throw some fishnets on. It'd be great. And we're just super stoked because, this is our second national tour ever that we've booked. So we're trying to kick the door down. We're trying to make it, Mom. But we're just really, really, really excited. This show that we're building for this tour is the biggest show we've ever done. So there's kind of a lot on the line for us on it. There's going to be a lot going on. And it's going to be wild and fast-paced and nonstop. And we got a lot of new material we're bringing on the road with us. A lot of fun new apparatuses that we do with Ariel and fire. So I'm really excited about it. And the girls are training really, really, really hard. So we're trying to do everything we can to get ready for it.
And one of the things is I got lucky enough to come to Atlanta earlier this year, photograph you guys during a video promo shoot. It was a little bit of a slower pace when we did the video shoot, but you guys love pyro.
Yeah, I mean, what's cooler than fire, right? Rock and roll, fire, hot chicks, beer. Yeah.
When you go into developing the pyro show and adding the fire in there, what are you thinking about when you're developing these apparatuses and the different tools that you use on stage?
Oh, the girls hate me and they make fun of me all the time because I'm always like, hey, they'll do a trick or something cool, whether it's like in the air or on a pole or I don't know, dancing, hooping, whatever. And I'm like, can you do that? Can you do that in heels? And then they're like, yeah, I think so. And then I'm like, okay, can you do that in heels? And can you do that can we set it on fire? And then they're like, damn it! Like, why? I just nailed this thing, and now you're going to set it on fire because you have to practice it over and over again so you don't catch anything on fire. And I'm constantly throwing wrenches at them so that they can do things that are bigger and better. It just all kind of goes back to, that audience, that element of the audience watching us and being like, yeah, I could do that. So I just love fire. I think it looks cool on stage. Everybody loves fire. I mean, come on. It goes perfectly with the type of music that we dance to. And it's a really, really, really fun thing to bring to the table. So we're very safe. You have to have insurance. You have to have safeties in place at all times. So I make the girls run drills where we set things on fire and I make them put things out to get ready for something like that. We practice everything time and time again. We actually do drills where if something goes wrong, what do you do? So I just make sure everybody's up to par on everything regarding safety too. So that's super important.
Oh yeah, that's totally important.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with fire in stages.
Yeah, and especially when you're in a room, at an indoor venue, say, So you got a drum kit to avoid and all that stuff. So.
Speaking of drum kits and on stage, the bands having their gear on stage while you guys perform, do you think that there's an opportunity with this tour for maybe Corey Taylor to make a guest appearance during the Cherry Bomb set, or members of Steel Panther coming out and hanging out with you guys while you perform?
I don't know. I would absolutely love that. Some musicians and stuff don't like to come out before their set for an opener if they're on before them, type thing. And I totally get that. That's how it goes. But if any of them were to come to me and be like, yo, let me get in on this Cherry Bombs set, let me drop it like it's hot for a minute, I'd be like, yes, totally. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. And I would totally make room for that. But they have to wear fishnets. That's the rule. Some sort of fishnet must be involved if you are on the stage with Cherry Bombs as a Cherry Bomb. And you got to come up with a Cherry Bomb name. You
might be able to talk Corey into getting into the dress again, too.
Oh, because he did are you talking about because he's done a show in the, God, what was it? Like a corset?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, those dudes, and clearly Corey and Steel Panther, are not shy from sporting some, tight little number. I mean, they're very familiar with it, so I'm sure that they don't have an issue with it. The only thing I'm worried about is, like, Lexi having better hair flips than us. Because that hair is freaking gorgeous. I mean, good God, look like a beautiful little lion up on that stage, just living. Yeah, he gonna put us to shame.
Yeah, me and Mac were actually talking about him when we photographed Steel Panther in Charlotte, and we were like, that dude's a diva.
Oh, yeah, the best. Yeah, he's probably gonna judge all of us so harshly. Just that's okay. Maybe if we're lucky, he'll give us some tips. He'll let us borrow his lip gloss. Yeah. I mean, he's got his own little wardrobe case, man, with like a little mirror in it and stuff. Like, we don't have that. So we'll have a slumber party on our bus. Lexi's invited. That's it.
You can do each other's makeup and grooming tips.
Braid each other's hair and do each other's makeup. Totally. Yeah. And talk about boys.
Oh my
Lexi,
God.
I mean, hey. Yeah, I love Lexi. He's always been one of my favorite. He's my lesbian crush. He's my girl crush. Totally. Yeah.
How are all the rest of the girls preparing for the tour, and how are they feeling about the tour cycle and you guys performing with two pretty big national acts?
They're hitting it hard, but as we get closer to the road, we will really bump up the rehearsals. So we'll rehearse like 8 hours a day leading up to the tour. Just run it over and over and over and over again. And then we'll do stuff like we'll go into a venue here that's local, and they'll let us rig and do fire in there. And we'll run our show front to back, with all of those things in it in a venue setting so that we can prepare for, just things like you don't think about, like taking the silks up and down during a show or putting your fire out during the show because it's still going on. And so we'll actually, run everything as we're performing it inside of a venue, changing wardrobe, doing all those kinds of things to prepare for the show as if it's the real show. We might do a show here in Atlanta for people as like a kickoff thing, and getting ready for that too. Just because with live entertainment, sometimes, you just have to do it to like get some of the little kinks out of the show. You just have to do it. So we definitely are looking into doing that before we hit the road too. So, and doing like a cool show for our friends and family, and then maybe a bigger one before we hit the road for in Atlanta as well.
And it'll be a way to kind of like shake a little bit of the rust off as well.
Yeah, exactly. We're taking this time right now to do nothing but work on this tour. So yeah, it definitely, absolutely. We got to keep everything moving and mobile and going and rocking and rolling.
Everybody can catch you on the road, you and the Cherry Bombs on the road. The tour starts September 24th, and then it lasts through October 19th.
Yep.
Ending in Vegas.
Yeah, ending in Vegas at the House of Blues. So I'm thinking about staying a couple days after the show in Vegas and just hanging out because I love Vegas, and hanging out. And there's actually a band coming in that I really want to see. Avatar's coming to town a couple of days after us, so I kind of want to stay and see them because I'm just totally digging them right now, and I haven't seen them live. So I thought that would be cool to catch too while I'm out there, and then of course, do the thing, see a show, bebop around, lose all my money, that type of thing.
Maybe an opportunity to do a little bit of networking while you're out there as well.
I would love to, yeah, totally. Love to bebop around there and see what we can get into out in Vegas. Vegas would be great. I think they'd dig us, so we'll see. I'm really excited about it. The run is really great. It's literally coast to coast. I mean, we're all over the place, from Nebraska up to Minneapolis, over to Niagara Falls, and then down into San Antonio, and then over to Anaheim. So we're just, zigzagging across the U.S. So no Southeast states, though. None of those. But maybe next time.
I saw that. I was a little let down.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we don't make the routing. You see all these people freak out, like, you're not coming to Atlanta. I hate you. But none of us have any say in, where exactly we're going. It just, they plan it, that's above us, and they plan that and get it where they can, and we go where we're wanted. So
I guess we should send our letters to Corey Taylor, right?
No. No, you should send it to whoever's booking the tour. All the letters go to them. Do not send your letters to Corey. Poor guy.